So, welcome to Inside Ideas UK Leadership Conversations. I'm sure you're getting used to these now. Our podcast series introducing the people shaping Ideas UK and innovation more broadly today. As you know, Ideas UK, our vision is to embed innovation into the DNA of every organization that we work with because we know how important innovation is to really the lifeblood of success within every organization. So, in each episode, we just spent a few minutes getting to know one of our team, their background, what drives them, and what they're excited about for the future. And today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Lindsey McLean from the Wye Valley NHS Trust. So, welcome, Lindsey.
Thanks, Zena. Great to be here.
Thank you. So, just share a little bit about who you are on a more personal level first.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So, my name's Lindsey McLean. I am based and live down in Ross-on-Wye in Herefordshire, beautiful part of the UK. I've been here for a number of years now. I used to live by the coast, live here with my lovely family, and we love to be outdoors. So it's a great place to be, either in the water or on the water, on the rivers. Down here, I love a bit of wild swimming, a little bit of paddleboarding. That's a little bit about me, and I've worked in the NHS for 21 years this year.
Wow, wow. You don't look old enough. You don't look old enough. So, Lindsay, tell me a bit more about your current role and your background in the innovation space as well.
Course. So currently, I am the urgent care program manager at Wye Valley. And what that means is I work with our clinical and our operational teams to really think about improving the pathways for what's called urgent care or unplanned care. So that's all around our residents and patients who weren't planning to be in hospital today. And what I do is I work with our colleagues, I deliver training, I also facilitate workshops, I help to program manage all the improvements that our teams want to and need to make that patient experience the best it can be. Now, I've been doing that for about 7 years now, but before that, I was actually in IT. So I started way back when, about 15, 16 years ago, when I did my Prince 2 qualification and started to look at project management as it was back then from an IT perspective. And I think I always knew that I wanted to work with people to make things better.
Lovely. I do remember doing my Prince 2 as well back in the day. So that's definitely something we've got in common. So, why did you choose to get more involved with Ideas UK? I know we were chatting just beforehand and remembering back it was COVID actually, and we were all in lockdown with the NHS absolutely at full thrust when you joined Ideas UK. So, what made you kind of get more involved, particularly at that time?
So I think for me, I'm always really interested in how I can improve as an individual to enable others to improve within the organisation. And I'm a great believer that there's lots of sharing to be had within the NHS, but there's also lots of learning and sharing to be had outside of the NHS. And I was really interested in how others were dealing with sort of the innovations, the very rapid innovations that were happening around about that time. And I think with Ideas UK, we all kind of jumped onto these kind of Zooms and Teams meetings, which made that accessibility to have those conversations with individuals outside of my organisation, it just became really easy. And I think we used to jump on our Tuesday morning calls and we'd have a little chat and we'd kind of understand where's everybody at, what's happening in their worlds. And it was just a really great opportunity for me. I think it was 30, 45 minutes tops, maybe, just for me to kind of do a bit of a what else is happening out there, and but also then what learning can we take from out there, because when we talk about innovation and transformation and improvement, I'm always really interested with regards to what do other people do, how do other people engage their key stakeholders, how are they really generating those new ideas. So I think easy accessibility around about COVID, but in that space of real rapid innovation, it felt like the right time.
No, that's perfect. And what do you feel you really kind of get out of working with Ideas UK? Because COVID was almost that specific bubble, but we're kind of a few years down the line now. So what do you really kind of get out of being more involved with Ideas UK?
There's a couple of things for me really. One is that shared learning. So I'm always looking for hints and tips around the next workshop I'm going to facilitate, around the next approach to generating ideas. So I'm always wanting to listen to all of those different, those, there were international organisations, the Ideas UK that we work with, to really glean some kind of ideas and different ways of going about things. But also, I think it's an opportunity for us to share what we do as well. So I think people that we collaborate with and we work with are interested in, so how do you go about business, Linz? How are you approaching this?
Yeah.
And to be able to share those and have that mutual sharing of ideas is I find really quite motivating, because sometimes we sit in our organisations and we go about business in a particular way and we think, is this the right way? Is this how is this the best way to get the best out of our colleagues? So actually having those conversations with people where people say, oh, that's a great idea, Linz, I'll take that. I think, oh, so that bit seems to be working, and that can be shared. But then that mutual conversation, have you tried this? We go about it in this way. It's brilliant to be able to share and to learn all of those different hints and tips to get the best out of your colleagues and people that you work with within your organisation.
No, thanks, Lindsay. And I think you've already talked about that networking aspect, that communication. And I guess leading on from them, kind of aspects of innovation or engagement are you most passionate about?
I'm most passionate about enabling people that know how to do the job to improve the job. Really, really
Nice.
passionate about that. So I will often walk into a room, especially in a clinical space, and technically, I do not know the right or wrong way clinically to be able to deliver a particular service. But what I can do is I can enter that space with curiosity, and I can enter that space to really understand. So what are the problems we're trying to solve here, guys? What's happening? Why are things not floating as well as they could be? Or why is the surface maybe not as efficient as it could be? So what I really, really enjoy is to kind of approach those problems with curiosity and help people to just think a little bit differently, dig a little bit deeper, understand. Maybe we'll do some current state process mapping and people will start to understand, gosh, there's quite a lot of duplication in here, or there's a lot of loops in here, or crikey, we did six things there and we could do two things. So it's really enabling people to step back and really kind of take a look at their service delivery and think about how they can then make it better, and then support them to do that. So within the NHS, we use something called the Model for Improvement, and we use PDSA cycles, Plan, Do, Study, Act cycles, and we give something a go. We plan it to its nth degree, and then we experiment and we give it a go, and we see whether the prediction that we had with that change is actually going to give us what we thought it was going to give. And I support people then to try that. We meet daily. I understand what's going on, what can be better, what we're going to continue, and I work with them to really get the best outcome that they want from the improvement that they want to make. So I think my real passion is really giving people that opportunity and the frameworks to be able to really give those ideas a go that they've got to make their services better.
No, I think you're so right. I think often processes just evolve over time and we add on and add on and add on as that extra need arises, but never take that step back to go, is this still fit for purpose? How could we do it differently? And I love the fact that you say you're not always the expert in the room, but you're really giving people that opportunity to take that step back to reflect and really think about how could we do it differently? How could we do it more efficiently? And I think that so reflects how Ideas UK like to operate as well. I'm thinking kind of your role on the committee and working together to really strengthen our network for the future. How do you really see our network kind of being really viable for our members in the future?
I think I often talk to people about, sometimes we know what we might want to do, but we don't know how to go about it.
Yeah,
And I think Ideas UK gives us a real opportunity to be able to share how we go about things. How do you get that engagement? How do you generate those ideas? How do you take that first step? And I think going forwards from an Ideas UK perspective, we've got a real opportunity to bring those people that are doing these different, approaching innovations in these different ways, to share how they go about it. Because then what that will enable our members to be able to do is to listen to these different ideas and think to themselves, oh, I might try that. I'd not thought about approaching it in that way. I'd
yeah.
not thought about highlighting it in this way or creating this space to be able to create these ideas. So I think Ideas UK, we've got a real opportunity, and I think we do this really well, is to be able to share the how as well as the
Yeah.
what.
No, I think that's lovely. And you're right. It's all about what a professional network is set up to do. It's all
Mm.
about how do we support each other to get better, irrespective of the industry or where you're working. It's about kind of that sharing to improve as a whole. So, kind of last couple of questions here. If you could say one thing directly to our Ideas UK members right now, kind of what would that be?
Come and join us. Come and join us. There are so many opportunities. Our inner spheres that we have on our Tuesdays, they're so inspiring. And I really, really enjoy listening to sort of 45 minutes of different people from different industries across the world coming and sharing how they go about business, some of their hints and tips going forward. So come and join us. And you don't have to commit to all of them. If there's one that you can't make, that's fine. If there's one you can make, that's fine. Come and join us. You don't have to put your camera on. You can put your camera on if you want to. You can engage. You don't have to. So I suppose it's that opening that door, isn't it? And just really encouraging our members to just come and join us when you can, how you can, because we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you in those spaces that are available.
And it's all about, as you say, being just part of the conversation. So, for those who have yet to stumble across us, or if somebody just watches this kind of podcast and thinks, what's that about? How do I get involved? What would your message be for them?
I think our message would be for them is come and say hello. We're quite a friendly bunch. There's no commitment. We won't as you step into this space, there's no expectation. You won't be asked to do lots of different things. Just come and enter this space and see what you want to do and how you want to participate in this space. And it might be that you a couple of times a year you jump on to some of the calls. It might be that you choose to come to conference. It might be that you choose to become like I did. I joined and I was just, a member for probably a year or two before the invitation arrived to join the committee meeting. And I then took that next step and that next step. But that isn't an expectation of new members. Come and see us. Come and join us. Like I say, we're a friendly bunch, and you can arrive in whichever way you want to and participate in whichever way you want to.
Thank you, Lindsay. I think that's a lovely message for everyone. Just come and be part of the conversation. So that brings us to the end of this short podcast. Thank you again, Lindsay, for taking the time to share your thoughts with our members, and to everyone listening. Keep an eye out for more of these sessions. And as Lindsay said, just come and have that conversation with us too. So for now, I will leave it there. So thank you again.
Thank you.